Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be going over the best way to level up your character and the best way to gear them at the same time, so that way you don't spend a lot of time power leveling your character only to find out that you need to do something completely different in order to actually get your best in slot pieces of gear. Now we're going to start this out here with a fresh level 80. You're going to have 232 item level gear. That is not going to be any good here, so we're going to go over to the auction house and you are going to go ahead and buy some gear. Now you're going to filter this by level range 80 to 80. You're going to click usable items. You're going to filter that to uncommon. You're going to go to your correct piece here. You're just starting out with head, do buyout lowest to last, and then just get your appropriate gear here. Make sure you get your 289 pieces. Go ahead and rinse and repeat that for everything, and as well as your weapons. Now that should bring you to about 272, because you're probably not going to replace your rings, your neck, and your trinkets. Afterwards, what you're going to do is you're going to do the introductory quest line to Ilvl. You're going to start it out right here. Then if you do have the benefit of being a tank or a healer and you do know what you are doing, just go ahead and straight up queue for a dungeon. Now 7 times a week you are actually able to get double the experience here, so just go ahead and make sure that you do that first off the bat, and that will fill in a few other pieces for you. For example, here I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces just from running dungeons, probably about 10 times so far. Then you're going to go to Ilvl and you're going to complete the entire quest chain. Whether you're a DPS, whether you're a tank, whether you're a healer, you want to just go ahead and finish the quest chain fully. That'll get you to at least revered. Now, if you do want to get some best in slot pieces while you are doing that, you can be my guest. You are more than free to do that. Just make sure that you have friendly and wear the tabard beforehand, so that way you can actually get some reputation gains just from bosses alone. Now at level 82 with 272 item level, you want to make sure that you're queuing for Stone Core and Vortex Pinnacle. There are a few quests that you can do that are inside the dungeons there. That's about 300,000 XP, so those are pretty beneficial to do, as well as you get a few different pieces of gear from that, maybe that can fill in the remaining 289 pieces that you have. So next it gets a little bit tricky here, because you're done with Ilvl, you're wearing the tabard, and it really depends on what your class and spec is next. Now you're going to go to this website right here. I'm also going to leave it in the description below, and it's going to give you kind of the best gear that you need, so just kind of keep in mind what reps you need. The next 2 areas that you're going to go into is either going to be Deepholm or Uldum, so just keep that in mind, because not every class needs every area. Now obviously everybody needs things out of Deepholm, because you do have a good shoulder enchant, as well as a few purple pieces for certain classes, and Uldum also has a few different pieces that are purple and whatnot for certain classes. So as I said, go check that out and go do that next area. Now once you are level 84 with at least 305 item level, what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and queue for Grimbatol, Halls of Origination, and Lost City of Tol'vir. Now Halls of Origination doesn't have any quests in it, but it does have some decent pieces of gear in there that maybe help you fill in your remaining gear needed for heroic dungeons. But Grimbatol has 3 or 4 quests, and the Lost City of Tol'vir I think has 2 quests, so that's about 600,000 experience if you do both of those dungeons. So those are pretty good to do, and if you are a DPS, just grind out your quests while you're in queue. That way you don't waste any time. Now it's also worth mentioning at this point that these 3 dungeons actually give you full reputation value with your tabard, so every single mob is going to give you like 10 or 11 rep, and the bosses are going to give you 235 rep. So at this point you're actually going to start getting reputation with the correct faction, so just make sure that you're wearing the right tabard for the right job here, because you are going to have like 4 or 5 different tabards here. And yeah, just make sure that you're wearing the right one. Now once you hit level 85, your remaining pieces, you're going to go back to the auction house. You should have about at least 5,000 to 7,000 gold here, and you are actually going to go click level range 85 to 85. You're going to click rare this time, usable, and then sort cheapest to not cheapest. And you're going to have 339 pieces of gear. Sure, they have some resilience in them. It's not really the best. However, they are super cheap, and you can pretty much fill in all of your remaining gear with 339 pieces. That should be able to get you to at least 329 so you can actually queue for heroics. Now, if you do cap out on your justice points, or if you do have some easy upgrades here, like for example, I'm on my affliction warlock, so I'm going to pull up the website right here. I'm going to click warlock affliction. Perfect. I can see that there's some legs here for tailoring. Oh look, the pensive leg wraps are my next best in slot, so I'm going to go ahead and buy those. And the justice vendor is right here. I'm going to go here, look for my legs, and just go ahead and buy them. Now I do have the exact same ones, so I don't really need these right now, but just as an example, you can do that as well. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace out for now.